Hi guys. This is just the easiest way to do this. The rain here is insane. This is the tarp setup to a 32-gallon trash can, and I am emptying this thing right now about every 35, 40 minutes. It's driving me crazy. I just tried to get some food downstairs. The rice is still cooking. I came up and it was overflowing all over my floor, which is the second time that's happened because it happened once last month. And I am going to be wiped. This rain is supposed to go all night, so I won't have any sleep. And I've only got this to empty this thing because that's all I got. What are we doing? Away from it, kitty kitty. Let's pour that water in there. Ow, dripping on my head. Oh, I got it halfway emptied and then had to take a break so that I could just catch my breath because I came up the steps, immediately grabbed the bucket, but boy, oh boy. Ugh. This is going to be a nightmare. So I thought I would let you know. I know the sale got moved to Sunday. It's just not going to happen. I didn't think this rain was going to be this bad for this thing to be filling up this fast. And before you ask, Mike is not here. Mike is in Baltimore. Thank goodness they rented a cabin just in case, because the scouts then don't have to be in tents during all this. I hear your drip. Where? Oh, I got to pour some of that out. I can't do a full bucket anymore. And Frodo learned to stay out of my way because he ended up with water splashed all over him. So this is what it's like whenever we get heavy rain here, but usually Mike's here and he can just like empty that thing right out the window onto the roof and move the whole 32-gallon can. I can't lift that thing. So when that happens, I'm on my own. And I mean, you can hear it. I'm sure you can hear it because it's just a steady stream. And it's leaking downstairs too. So it's coming through the light fixture. There's going to be so much electrical that's going to have to be fixed once we get this roof done. But let's get the roof first. Oh. Been tucking away money. I don't have enough, but Mike keeps saying it'll be taken care of. I don't know what he's doing, but I catch my breath. But I wanted to let you know Sunday night is probably not going to happen for a sale. It's really not. I just can't. I mean, this is a big storm, and it's supposed to go into the early morning hours. And if it stays this heavy the whole time, I'm just going to be totally wasted. My back's already hurting. That's why I needed to go get dinner, because I can't take the naproxen without food. But I was in the front room because I heard a crash. Little kitties decided to chase one another and knocked a leg out from the card table that had boxes of stuff for you guys. So now I got to sort through what I could get of that and figure out what goes to who and start sending out emails and dealing with that. That was the plan. I did not plan on this rain being this heavy for this long. I have been doing this for 3 hours already. And now in the last hour, it's just gotten even worse. This is what happens when you have an old house and no money and you're under age 60, so you can't get any grants to get anything fixed. So we're on our own. But I did want you to know I'm not disappearing without reason. this is what I have to do, and I'm going to be doing it all night. And I see somebody's here. Hi, Val. I know. It's just, you know, Mike's on the trip, and he had to be because they needed another car, and they needed another adult. You know, you get to a point you have to have so many adults per so many kids. So, but I have a trash can here. I have a cat litter bucket here. We have the 32-gallon trash can underneath these tarps, which are wrapped around each other to create a funnel. There is, which I better empty it because Elron's an idiot. I had to take paint cans and put it around this trash can. Let me show you the setup. I've talked about this, but you guys have never seen it. So there be the hole. Okay, so there's this bucket, which normally is against the wall, but there's a leak somewhere right here. So that's catching that. And then I had to do this. See the cans? Because Elron likes to knock that over and spill water. Now, there's also, I don't know if you can see them, there's two little bins back there on the step to the bedroom because that doorway leaks. And I've got all these here. The last time it overflowed, these got all wet. They were in the bottom of the linen closet, but it leaks. Leaking at the top of the linen closet too. It's just a hot mess. So, but it's slowly been getting worse. But you know, in my lifetime, I have never not had a leak here. My dad and my brother-in-law put all new roof on. They never quite got that leak. In heavy, heavy rains, there always was still a little bit. And then Mom, after Dad died, had another one on. The spot above here, I came home from work, caught the guy sitting there drinking beers up on the roof, and they were almost done for the day. So all they did was lift up the one piece, said, hey, there's rotted wood under there, and then just laid a piece of plywood on top of it and then put everything on top of that. But the rotted wood was still under it. So that never stopped anything. And then when it still continued to leak, they just ghosted my mom. So this has been years of, and Mike had been up there and he did replace some stuff. We bought the stuff. He did the flat spot. But this is all, it's just so much. And we don't know, some of the spots he did don't leak anymore. This is all from higher up on the roof. We don't know where. It's just crazy. So. And that quick, in stopping and talking, it's back up to being halfway full. Oh my goodness. You know what I really wish? I wish I could Rube Goldberg this SOB and have it all just drain into some funnel and right out the dang window. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Just have something where it funnels all to a tube and right out the window. Rube Goldberg, that sucker. How many of you remember that phrase and know what it is? We just explained it to our scouts. They had to build a Rube Goldberg machine. They had to, it didn't work out like they thought. They found out it takes a lot more planning than you think. But I was gonna bring the last of the St. Patrick's Day stuff to the sale on Sunday. But I know that my back is gonna pay for this. I wonder if I can reach that. So that I don't have an Elron neck. That gets too full. I can't reach. There. Okay. Is that At least this time, so far. Frodo's just laying there watching me on the floor. At least this time my feet didn't get wet. Oh, so who else has come in? Nora. Yeah, it is. It is awful. It's one thing when you got a dry house. It's another when you got this nightmare. But I know tomorrow I'm going to pay for it with my back. I ain't going to really pay for this one. Because it hurts now. So does the friggin' hernia. So I'm trying to be careful. I don't have a totally full bucket. I have it about up to the line here, partly because then I don't spill so much. But anytime I have said that I've had to cancel because of rain, I thought, you know what? It's about time I show you what I mean by that. It's because this crap happens and I need to be up. Sometimes I'm up all night, keeping an eye on how fast it fills up and then having to empty it. I'm getting overheated. Hang on. Look. What's going on here? Okay. Okay. What are you doing? Put stuff in here. What is wrong with that boy? That's gotta go there. Okay. It's leaking in Mike's room. I'm losing my jeans. Oof. Step around the cat. My goodness, who else came in? Hello, Bonnie. It's a heavy rain. I've always, you've heard me in the past say I've canceled a sale because of having to be up all night with the rain. I thought it was about time I showed you what I was doing. Also because I needed a break because I came up and it was overflowing. That's a 32-gallon trash can this leaks in. I had emptied it, and all I did was go downstairs and try to make dinner, which I still haven't gotten. I am making a mess. Do I have more towels somewhere? Well, going to be using the good towels because I don't know where the pile of bad towels went. Beat up one. Oh, I'll bet I know where they are. I'll bet Mike left them in the basement. Gimli, move, or I shall put water on your head. So, but for all the time you guys have been giving me that buy me a coffee or a super chat or super sticker, any of that, that's all gone into the house fund. So I appreciate that. And it's been sitting in there for a while since I did have to take it out for when we did the heater. And I only had to buy me a coffee back then. But since then, I've tried to keep that going. I don't have enough for the whole roof, but I got some of it, and that's a start. And Mike's figuring out something. So he won't exactly tell me what. So But the other thing I'd like tonight is prayers for stamina. I'm gonna need it. I need prayers for stamina. Because I don't think this crap's supposed to stop till 4 or 5 in the morning. What is suddenly blue? Oh, Bonnie, bless your heart. Thank you. See, that's $2 more. That's at least a little something. I thank you for that. I wasn't actually, well, I guess subconsciously I was soliciting. Hadn't meant to, but yeah. But every time it rains, and if Mike's not home, this is what I do. And it stops my day in its tracks. I have to do this, and I can't do anything else. I can't be downstairs at my laptop. I can't be downstairs pulling stuff and packing it, weighing it, getting you invoiced. I'm stuck up here having to deal with this sucker. And it just, anytime it's thunderstorm or a heavy rain, it just stops me in my tracks to get anything else done. I will be so happy when we get this taken care of. So Monday, Mike said Monday I should start calling and getting estimates. So, but there's a lot of peaks up there, so I don't know what it's going to cost. Roofs can be expensive. But we aren't going to have them do all of it. I have to get 3 different quotes. So, what do we got? Oh, wow, a super sticker. Who gave me a super sticker? I don't think I've ever had a super sticker. Val M, thank you, dear. Yeah, Rig, I figured I should let everybody know what was going on. Why? Probably won't be. Oh, Bonnie, honey, I know you. Everybody's got their own crosses to bear. The trick is to just not let it completely demoralize you. There was a time where this would have completely floored me. And then I talked to my doctor. So I was diagnosed with depression. And so I have sertraline. And even this would have like given me a panic attack. The only good thing, the doctor I had gone to, the new one that I didn't like, the only good thing I got from her is that she upped the level, she doubled the level of the sertraline, which is the generic of Xanax. So I take 150 milligrams. The mood swings are way less. There are still panic attacks, but the bar is now a lot higher before I get so wound up that I have one. So I've been functioning so much better. And I've been with her, I think, almost a year. And now I just switched back to the old doctor because her attitude isn't great. I keep stopping because I'm winded and my back hurts. And I have to pace myself because I don't want back spasms. Come on. What are you staring at? Aragorn's looking at me cross-eyed. I didn't know you could cross your eyes, boys. Well, one thing's for sure. The toilet, the sink, and the shower are all getting a good run through of water. Running down the drain. Oh. Oh my gosh. Oh. All right. Okay, it's down to about 10 or 12 inches in the bottom. I think I can take a break for a second and take a sit down break. I got it. There's certain things we have to do. We have to make sure that the tarp on this side wraps around the tarp on the back. Otherwise, we get more drips. So hold on to your lunches. We're going for a walk. Oh my God. Oh, 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 ow. Where can I sit you? What can I sit you on? And there's that. And oh, hey. Yeah, I never thought of having them up the Xanax a little bit because they had me a sweetheart, little girl. You're not harassing big girl because big girl, crazy girl went outside. Oh, ow. Ooh. Okay, can't quite sit that way. There we go. Which one is this? Is this our Arwin showing everybody her butt? Yes, this is our Arwin because I can't cuddle her. She don't like cuddling. Yes, let's see. Where are you going? Excuse me, young lady, but that's a bit much. You gonna take over the live stream? You gonna? Whoops. She wants mom time. But this is how she gets it. So if I'm up here working on the scout paperwork, because for some reason I can't create events in the system we use, somehow my permissions have somehow switched on one thing. So I can't create events. So I can't put in like a trip and who was on the trip into our computer system for scouts. But Mike can. So I end up using Mike's account at his computer to go in and create the event. And then I go in and put all the particulars in under mine. But CDC. Honestly, some of them don't. There is a bias, man. There is a serious bias. When I was 50 and out of a job, I had a hell of a time. I got in at the bottom level of Wawa, and I wasn't, the manager didn't want me. And the assistant manager said, yeah, she's great. She's got experience and all that. I'm trying to like get myself in the way of that light behind me. And the person they hired, though, didn't last the first day of training. She did all the stuff on the computer, but the minute they put her on the sales floor, she lasted about 4 hours and went, my feet hurt, this sucks. And she quit and walked out. So they called me up. And at this point, it was 5 weeks later and said, do you still want that job? I'm like, yes. You know, it's overnight. I'm like, yes. Overnight pays more. Yes. So that's why I started working on third shift. But they don't tell you it's because of your age, but it's because of your age. Some of them have the attitude that you won't be able to keep up, or you won't be able to learn a new computer system. I'm sorry, honey. In retail, every computer system is basically the same. There's a couple of bells and whistles you have to learn, but when it's retail work, scan it and bag it. That's pretty much all you need to know. You need to know how to do voids. You need to know how to do returns. The buttons may be different, but the process is always the same. So once you got one down, don't give up, CDC. There's bound to be something. Funnest job I had, though, was working at the art museum. I loved working in the gift shop there. They wanted to hire me back, too, because they said I was a good people person to come back and be security, because you have to have people walking around and making sure nobody's touching the artwork. But I didn't want to do that because they had gotten some company who took all our guys. They basically, how did they do it?
it's one of their cost-cutting measures where they decided they were going to subcontract with somebody else instead of paying their own security guards. But the deal to get it was that they had to then hire all of our security guards. But then that meant there were other places they had to go sometimes to go work. Some of them were older and they weren't happy with that at all. They didn't feel like going down to the racetrack. So, and most of them was a good mix. A couple of them were older guys. So if there's somewhere where you can get a job where your security, especially if you're the security that watches the cameras and the door, because there you're sitting down most of the day. I've found that gift shops tend to be, and not just for the women, but gift shops tend to be good places if you're older too, to go apply. So give that a try. I worked at a Hallmark store. Actually, I worked at 2 different ones or 3. Well, the third one doesn't count. It was owned by the same guy, and I was only over there pinch hitting. Oh, no. Is it really? Spring forward an hour? Yeah, well, can we spring forward the rain an hour so it's like done sooner? Can we? You just over here purring away because I'm just rubbing under your chin. You happy, little girl? The big girl's outside. She didn't want to go, but we're running, the cat litter in the box is real low, and I didn't have any more, and Mike just ran out of time. It was his turn to buy another bag. And he looked at it and goes, "Oh, that's enough." No, and so the doctor, who thinks she's a dog when it comes to going to the bathroom, she went outside in the pouring rain. Young lady, what are you doing, young? No, over there. Here, wait a minute. I know what you want. Let me move the bottle of Tylenol. Here, come here. Come on, over here. You like to lay in the corner. Daddy lets you lay in the corner. Come on, go over there. Go lay down. So, what'd she do to my chat? Oh, there we go. Now, sit. Lay down. Lay down. I actually made coffee. Oh, God. I don't want to wear it. Young lady, stop. I don't need surprises. That will stress me out even faster. No rude surprises. I actually stole Mike's. It's his Eagle Scout cup. He had cold brew in the fridge and some creamer that says it tastes like Kahlua. It's not Kahlua, and it's kind of nasty. Young lady, settle yourself. Pick a spot and settle. Settle. Lay down. Just lay down. Lay down. Lay down. The doctor at least has enough sense, but anyway, I made cold brew coffee because I'm going to need it. But I'll just be sipping it because I'm not used to coffee, so I have been putting a tiny bit in my hot chocolate in the mornings because it does help you focus. But the doctor's outside in all this rain, but she has a shelter up on the one porch, and I'm guessing that she will probably be sleeping in that tonight because she didn't come right back in. She was raised with a dog, so she thinks going outside to do your business is just what you do. She didn't want to go out. She looked in that litter box. She got into the litter box, and then Aragorn, of course, got right up close to her and spooked her. So then she was like, "Nope, I'm going outside." She gonna be, sure she's dry by now because she'll be in. She would have done her business and then run up onto that wood porch and gone into the styrofoam cooler with the straw in it. It's all nice and dry and it'll keep her warm. Oh, that's not Kahlua. That is nasty, whatever that is, but it'll help keep me awake. It's only 8:50. God, my back feels like it's already 11. My goodness. So I'm going to turn his laptop on. Let's see what the Where's 6ABC? Little girl, I need the keyboard. Don't put your head on the keyboard. What are you spelling? That is not what I wanted to spell. ZBC, huh? Because she hit the keyboard. Okay, so 6A. Stop. You don't know how to spell. You're a cat. Oh my gosh. Oh, they've redone their thing here. Oh, wait, the Oscars are tonight? No, the Oscars are tomorrow night. I don't even know what's up for the Oscars. I have no idea. I don't think we've seen a movie since we went to see something last summer. You're not getting the coffee. We did go to see something. Stop. Stop. Where's Hourly? Oh, there's a break. There's now a break. I might get some sleep tonight. So there's a break at midnight to 4 a.m. So there's 4 hours, and then it's supposed to rain again. And get out of the way. CDC, at least see about getting, she's back, at least see about getting food stamps. Now, I have them, but I didn't realize, because they didn't say anything in the letter, that they gave me January and February's together. And so, because we had eaten all the meat in the freezer, then I had bought meat while it was on sale and stocked the freezer up. Well, the food stamps don't come until the 13th of the month. So, yeah. Luckily, Gary got a thing from Phil Abundance, which had that boxes of shelf-stable milk. Because right now, that's what's in here with that creamer. Because I think that creamer, real Kahlua would taste so much better than this weird creamer. But yeah, those, if it weren't for the food banks and then trying to grow stuff, now we've eaten everything I'd ever had in the freezer from growing it. So you just do what you can. I mean, Gary has gone to some food banks. He actually runs food bank, or helps run the food bank at his church. He gets a Phil Abundance box to him. And the hardest part is meat and fresh produce. That's the hard part, because there are plenty of churches that have food banks that before I could get food stamps, and I can only get them for me. So it's 200 and I forget. I think it's $280 for a month, but that helps as long as, because, you know, Mike, whenever Mike does the cooking, Mike buys all his own supplies and he feeds us. Gary has his own food because Gary's on his own diet, such as what he shouldn't eat, but, you know, such as it is. So, well, according to the radar, we have this lovely spot of really dark green over top of us right now, surrounded by light green. Of course, that little dot is over all of Chester, Eddystone, Trainer. Yeah. We're getting hammered right now, but it looks like it's gonna, the backside of it, it breaks up. Where are my boys? My boys are in Baltimore, so it should have stopped raining for them, according to this. So they may have already stopped with the rain, which is great. And some poor kid had, luckily, I said there had a couple kids on the trip that had to sleep in a tent. They had not yet slept in a tent. And I said, you need to take 2 tents and you need to make these boys sleep in a tent on Friday night, because they absolutely have to, because otherwise they can't advance and they won't get their tenderfoot rank. So So they got it. They took tents down, and so those guys got their thing. So they slept in their tents last night, and then before they left for the Baltimore Aquarium today, they made all the kids were that had tents then could break a tent down. Hey, Lisa. Yeah, I came on because I just was showing everybody why I sometimes have to why sometimes I'm not here for sales. I was supposed to have a sale. Oh darn it, that says my thing's wrong. On Sunday, but I don't know that I'm gonna because it's just been leaking like crazy, and we've been talking for a few minutes. Time to go for a walk and go take a look and see how bad it is. So when I was explaining to everybody, Lisa, about why when I say I'm not going to have a sale because of a rain delay. Oh, not too bad this time. It's also changed the sound. Can you hear it? You could hear it hit kind of like in waves, but when I came upstairs, that was a steady stream the whole time I started the beginning of this. So now it's only halfway up. Good, I can sit a little longer because my back is screaming. Oh, and this is what I started to do today. All this is stuff. These are things that had been on a table all ready to get packed up. And I heard a crash. This is how my day started. I heard a crash and I heard two cats fighting. And these little lunatics had gone and knocked the leg out of the card table in the office in the Black Hole Challenge room. And all those boxes hit the floor. I had to crawl underneath. Well, crouch underneath. I'm not sure I want to try crawling without Michael home because I can't always get back up. But I found a Joseph original is now missing an arm. That's no fun. And a dachshund dog was missing two legs. So two things are broken, but everything else seems to be okay. But I was supposed to try to get all that sorted out. Here, if I leave over this way, then you don't end up with that bright light in your back. But yeah, I mean, with all this is why I probably won't have that sale. And I wanted to bring the last of the St. Patrick's Day stuff, but it already got bumped from Thursday to Sunday, and now I was going to do it on Sunday night, but now I know I'm going to pay for this. My back is already hurting halfway up my rib cage. By morning when I wake up, whenever I get to sleep to wake up, I won't be able to move. At that point, no, actually, I couldn't shut the door because there was stuff that got, when we had to empty the stuff from Philly Flipper's warehouse when he moved to Florida. I had to get the stuff he had been kindly holding on for me. And so when we brought it home, some of it ended up right in there, and Mike just opened the door and stuck it in the doorway and left the door open with all the boxes in front of it. So I've slowly been working on those boxes so that we can get to that, but I'm not quite there yet. There's a big box of records in the way for me to be able to shut that door. I can't move that. It's way too heavy for me. So, what is this about Mouse? Oh no! Oh no, Lisa! I think the big problem with the before I forget, and then we talk about mouse. The big problem with the card table that's in there is it's a cheap one, and the legs don't lock, and that's the problem. The legs don't lock, and all the times I guess of them hopping on top of it, and so they like to lay on top of the china closet in there. Then the one leg finally shifted enough that it just folded in, and down everything went. So most of the stuff was in boxes already, so that's only the stuff that tumbled out of the boxes that had any issues. But Lisa has such sweet little kitties. I'm sorry to hear Mouse had to have surgery. Yes, you do have tons to sell. And I packed up the 2 little kitty ornaments that you had wanted. I just hadn't waited to invoice you yet. But that poor baby. Is he gonna recover? Mouse gonna be okay? Lisa also takes care of a colony of cats as well as the fur babies in her apartment. And one of these times we will get together after the middle of April and have a sale together. Oh, yeah. Well, my prayers will be going out for Mouse. Make sure little Mouse is okay. Mouse is a sweetie. And suddenly they all left the room. Oh, I know why. Gary just came out of his room. Like all of a sudden, all the cats just out the door there. So, oh, yeah, this is my life. You guys see, the bumps, the bruises, the sore stuff, the highs, the lows. It definitely, and I realized today when I realized that when I came up the steps and it was just started to overflow. And I realized that I wasn't completely panicking. I wasn't having a meltdown. Yay! That's progress. Part of it is, I think, though, is definitely being on the higher level of the Xanax. But I've also put a lot of effort into de-stressing, and I have a bunch of Mary Kate meditations because I find her voice really soothing. And there's a couple of them. Some of them are meditations for money or this or that or manifesting things. But I have a whole playlist. It's just the ones on de-stressing yourself and relaxing, and just because that's the only thing they can figure out is causing the blood pressure to be so high. Is I've been so stressed for so long that my system now it's the default. And pumping out all that, what is it, cortisol when you're too much stressed? But whatever it is, I'm pumping out way too much of it, and that's become the default, which isn't good. So I've been working on myself. There's a lot of info you could find poking around YouTube. You could find a lot of helpful stuff. You also could find a lot of crap. Yeah, see, that's why I started finding these. I started because I couldn't get to sleep. And the sound of waves, the ocean just doesn't do it for me. I started off where I had one that's the sound of crickets and tree frogs, and that worked a little bit. And I found one that sounded like a lakefront, because the waves on a lake sound different. And that would always make me think of Camp Barton, which we'll never get to go back to because they sold it. So it's no longer a Boy Scout camp. But where we always stayed in Camp Barton, the lake was, probably about 15 yards away from my tent. So I could hear it all night, and it was just lovely. Just lovely. Lake Cayuga up in the Finger Lakes in New York, right outside of Ithaca. Fantastic area. And so that worked. But then there was still more work to be done on just being able to focus on things. And that's why I started listening to her. So I found it helped. even if I didn't completely believe in it, just listening to some of it for the de-stress just definitely has helped. The hard time is finding a minute to lay flat and to just, or you sit up in a chair even and just chill out. What do you want, little girl? She's back. You guys don't see this much of her when I'm at my own desk, but she likes to sleep over in the corner over there, Mike's desk. So I'm trying to block that light out so it doesn't completely mess everything up. So, oh, but it's so hard. I know you've had a lot of stress going on in your life too, Lisa. So you have definitely been in my thoughts and prayers a lot. And I know you want to move too, so you got to sell a lot. But kitties, got to take care of our fur babies. Got to take care of our fur babies. I'm still waiting for the day that Elrond or Frodo fall into that thing when it's full of water. Because they're idiots. Elrond thinks it's something to climb, to try to climb the tarp. And Frodo, when he's trying to... Elrond tries to climb the tarp from the inside. So Frodo just sees it moving and then will attack it. And they think this is a fun game, and they've been hollered at a couple of times by me and by Mike. And we're just waiting for the one day where he falls down in there and there's some water in there and he gets soaking wet. Hasn't happened yet, though. But that's the update. Now you get to see when I say I can't have a live because of a rain delay. This is why. I end up stuck up here, especially in heavy rain. I have to keep taking a bucket to that thing and emptying it out. If Mike's home, that's different. He's up here and he's strong enough. He locks the cats in here and he opens up the window out onto the kitchen roof and he just pours the whole trash can out the window onto the roof and goes down the gutters and out. I can't do that. So I got to do it one bucket at a time. So yeah. You have a hard time too? Yeah, Bonnie. It's for some of us it is hard. It is hard. That's why I had asked everybody to do because reading is a big thing to de-stress me. So now I read for 30 minutes in the morning and I read for 30 minutes before I go to bed. So I get an hour's worth of reading done every day. And that's why I had done that video of pick which Mike's texting, how is the rain there? Bloody awful, mate. Bloody awful. But I found that once I started doing that, and I did it because the goal, hey, Harry, the goal was to start getting through my own books. But there goes Arwin again. Go lay down. And but if I found that having that time to read, I enjoy it so much that it just has been great because that has helped de-stress. And can you settle, please? Why can't you settle down, little girl? Settle yourself. You're supposed to be laying down. No, you want mom time. All right, I'll pet you. You just stay over there. But with so many, I'm like a glutton for options here for what to read. So that's why I had picked out a couple from every genre. And a few of you voted on it. So I have my 12 books now. Swiss Family Robinson got the most votes. I think that had 5. And then Scarlet Letter and... what was the other one? Scarlet Letter had 4 and something else had 4. And you're going to try to push your way past me and I'm not letting you. And then everything else had 1. And I'm definitely I got 1 vote for one of the big thick ones. So I'll be reading the Charles Dickens one. So, oh, Snoopy. Oh, go lay down. Oh. Oh, Bonnie, I'm sorry. We love them so much, but they do have just such shorter lifespans than we do. Harry, is it raining over at your place? raining buckets worth here. So, but that I found has helped with the stress, having a chance to just read a little bit. But I have so many, so I have the list now of 12 books. Actually, there'll be 13 because the book Rascal, Sterling North, you guys had put that one on there, but there's a second book by him that was in the pile, which is a nonfiction book of him, and they think they're both first editions. So when I'm going to read them both and then put them on eBay. Here she comes again. Little girl. Oh, ow. She will not be held. Oh, we've had harder here. It's overflowed in my hallway. So I'm going to have to go so I can go check that. But I wanted to let everybody know how I was doing, and at the sale tomorrow night, which was postponed from Thursday night. Thursday, there was just too much suddenly on the plate of Michael and I was helping him with stuff, and he was helping me with stuff, and Scouts was involved, and what are you doing in that box? Get your butt out of the box. Are you inspecting? She's inspecting the bubble wrap that some things are packed in. Yeah, I think I need to go. The sound of the out there is changed, so I think it's overflowing again. Or getting close to it. The pitch of what you're hearing drip into changes. But I figured I'd let you know that I will not be having the sale after all, so I'll pack away that St. Patrick's Day stuff. Or figure out how to put it on Instagram. I don't know. I've never done that. But let you know why you guys got to see it for the first time, of what it's like when it rains here. Keeping fingers crossed, and I just keep plugging away and doing what I can do because we'll be getting it done. As we get to warmer weather, we'll be getting the roof done finally. I hope. We have to get 3 different quotes. Just the top part of the roof. The side porch roof, Bob and Michael did a while ago. That roof's still good. There's a eave thing over in the front of the house that goes to the front porch. That probably should be done, but if we don't get it done, I'm not worried about it. We can get that another time. And we're not getting the kitchen porch done because that's a major overhaul after that tree had broken it. So I hate missing the sale because, but I can't do everything. And recognizing that fact and being willing to adjust to that fact took a long time. It took a long time for me to get to where I could accept that. But it's definitely helped with the stress, learning to accept that, yeah, I'm human, I'm older, I do have limitations. I can't do everything. When you're in your 20s and 30s, you think you could still do everything. No, you can't. Got to pick your battles. So I will see you guys when I see you. And Thursday night, hopefully next Thursday, won't be any chaos, and there'll be a live chat. Heck, maybe I'll make that the sale. Do 2 sales of 2 weeks in a row. I don't know. I'm playing everything by ear right now. But I'm going to go because I still need to take that naproxen. By now, the rice in the cooker is done, and I can have my dinner and take that meds because I have to take it with food. And I got to check that bucket because I'm sure by now I have to go take a couple of bucketfuls out of that trash can now and dump it down the drain. I hope you guys are dry and safe and enjoying much better weather than we are here. And I will see you when I see you, okay? Bye, everybody.